Hi, I'm Alex Icard. I'm a student in the IWRM program at McGill, and I'm presenting a case on acid mine drainage, sources and dangers. So to start it off, we'll start with a couple of definitions. Acid rock drainage is a naturally occurring phenomenon caused by the oxidation of sulfides from the exposure of sulfide minerals to water, air, and microorganisms, which produces sulfuric acid. The acid mine drainage, or AMD for short, is the acid rock drainage that occurs due to mining activities. This is still a very much present phenomenon, although it's been regulated since the 70s, because it takes place over hundreds, if not thousands of years, so it's very hard to control. And also it's a very, empty effluents are very acids that transport heavy metals into the environment, which gives it the water this reddish color you can see here on the screen. This is pretty much the center of the problem. It's also very present because of artisanal mining, which is spread around the globe, although it's illegal and does not respect any regulation or safety standards. So this gives rise to further concerns about EMD influence reaching ecosystems and different environments worldwide, so on a global scale. This has like a chain effect kind of process that we'll study later on, and is something people probably know very little about, but it's present around the globe because mining is something we've been doing historically for a long, long time. Anyways, the thing is with acid mine drainage, it's a very acid solution, so that can change the pH of water bodies. So you can see here on the cartoon how it's generated and reaches different water bodies. What's important is that it can change that pH. Aquatic life is very sensitive to pH. Maybe a pH of between 6 and 9 is the required scale. Anything below 6 is not lethal but dangerous. Anything below 5 pH will consider the water body to be dead because all the offsprings won't reach maturity. The acidity, as I said earlier, also enables the dissolution of heavy metals. So that neutralizes the acidity, but it does not make it better for the environment because the heavy metals will deposit on the riverbeds and prohibits smaller organisms from feeding on that substrate because they're at the bottom of the food chain. This has some major impact further up. What is more, those heavy metals are persistent, so it takes a long time for nature to get rid of them. Contamination causes behavioral dysfunctions for animals, death, stunted growth, and reproductive dysfunctions for both animals and plants alike. What is more, heavy metals bioaccumulate because they're persistent. That means the higher up you go in the food chain, the more concentration you have in any single individual. Humans being at the top of the food chain, this is very much a concern for us, as it will reach us either through the waterways, so contamination through groundwater, then rivers, eventually to us. In developed countries, that's not such a problem, but in developing countries with a lot of artisanal mining, it is. Or through our alimentation, right? Even for human bodies, those metals are very hard to evacuate. So this little list is not comprehensive, but you can have some of the effects. What you really have to take out of it is that heavy metals can impact us in two ways. They will accumulate within our vital organs and glands, so like the brain, the heart, the kidneys, the bones, liver. They'll prohibit their normal functioning and development. So a very famous example is lead causing mental retardation in children. Very much present problem due to baiting and stuff. And heavy metals will also inhibit your ability to absorb vital minerals for your normal functioning. So you will have your mental fatigue, slower brain activity, and a whole other bunch of chronic disorders and diseases that are very expensive to treat and have a high impact on human productivity. So we have sort of this dual economic and health impact of those heavy metals due to their persistence and accumulation. Thankfully, there are ways to prevent AMD influence from reaching nature and ecosystems, but also to remediate it. However, it's extremely costly and time-consuming to do so. What you have to remember is that mines are oftentimes in very remote locations. So it's very hard once a mine is closed to go back and check whether the prevention method was effective. You know, once you flood and seal a mine, by the time you know there's a leakage, it's probably too late. This is by no way an exhaustive list. I have a longer one at the end of the slideshow if you want to see it. The good thing is that the remediation is a possibility, and there's also an economic use for the byproduct of remediation. So researchers are trying to push for this to spark some more interest of mining companies to go through with the remediation process. What I'd like you to remember is that AMD is dangerous for all living organisms. It causes major disruptions in the food chain and ecosystems, and it has been historically difficult to prevent and even harder still to remediate. Any questions?
Perfect timing.
Yeah.